I'm gonna go ahead and see whether or not. Where you say it was again?
I'll give you the grand total.
Okay, cool.
Step this way. This is the wonderful world of Tate's Comics.
I remember when this place was like much smaller and it is like expanded.
Yeah, it's just bigger and bigger with all kinds of cool, great stuff.
They have like some kind of playground in the back too.
Yeah. And this is where the actual guys will be at.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We already got people lined up.
So I guess no skipping lines, huh?
No skipping lines.
How you guys doing?
These people will beat you up if you skip them.
I know comic people can be very fierce sometimes.
They're gonna do the Kevin.
No, we're not. We're nice.
You guys went to, if you went to MegaCon, you see it was like a lot of.
I went,
yeah, that thing was like a zoo.
It's heaven. What are you talking about?
No, there's just so many people there though.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people. What's your name?
Eli.
Eli? Ron.
Ron, nice to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you, man.
What's up?
So who are you supposed to be today?
I'm a Godzilla babe.
Oh!
Awesome, right?
Godzilla
Yeah.
You
style.
notice the cute little hat, cute little shirt, and little schoolgirl outfit, you know? Just so cute.
You are? Hi, what's your name? Laura, pleasure meeting you. My name's Ron. And you're here to see who?
She's here with me to see Dirk Powell.
Oh, okay. Are you planning on showing some of your stuff, or you just
No,
planning?
get some autographs and hopefully a sketch.
Oh, perfect. To do commission work. Oh, perfect. Good meeting you. Pleasure meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name, sir?
Mike.
Mike. Pleasure meeting you, Mike. Ron.
How you doing, Ron?
Who are you here to see today?
Eric Powell and Chris Rydell mostly. I have some things for them to sign.
Okay. You follow their career a lot, or?
IDW, not too much until Lagoon.
So,
I loved when Lagoon came out. I read it. I love the artwork. I love the storyline. I hope they succeed in the movie.
yeah, I saw the animation. That's pretty funny, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was really good.
It was good. And I also I saw a sneak preview of the movie poster, supposedly designed for the movie when it comes out, and it's awesome.
Do you know when it's supposed to be coming out?
Well, no. If it gets, it was a movie poster produced for the movie if it happens.
Oh wow!
And
I sure do hope it happens.
It's online. You know, the graphics are unbelievable in it. So I really like the Goon.
Yeah, I know. It's a cool design too, and I really haven't read up on the story, but I know they have like a lot of zombies in there.
Yeah.
But the video itself was just like amazing. I was like, wow, just how far graphics have come. And instead of using real actors, they actually made it in such a way that was actually like the comic book, which is kind of cool.
Right.
I don't think you can really pull that off necessarily by having actors.
Yeah.
I mean, Sin City did something, but
I wish they would have done it more where, like The Walking Dead, where they could do a TV series out of it.
Oh.
I'd really love to see the Goon in a TV series, like The Walking Dead.
yeah, I think that could work though.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stories. Evidently, there's a lot of comics continuous.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's a zombie thing. It's
continuous. Yeah, they're everywhere.
So I wish them a lot of luck with the new Godzilla version. I don't know what else more to say.
Pleasure meeting you.
Same here.
How you guys doing today?
Hey, how you doing?
And you guys are here to see? Show off some of your work, right?
Yeah, basically.
That's your stuff right there?
That's the cover, but I'm a writer.
Oh, you're a writer. All right, so who's the artist? Are you the artist, I take it?
He's an artist.
I'm an artist. We were just talking about that. He wants
Talking
me
about
to
a
work on his work.
collaboration.
Oh, so deals are being made right here.
Possibly.
History is being made right here.
What kind of things have you written? Have you written anything?
I created my own genre called heroic bloodshed.
Okay.
It's like it's influenced by John Woo's film genre of the same name.
Okay.
It's like a theme with stylized violence and fight scenes. So it's like brotherhood and revenge, and like every fight scene is like something outlandish goes on.
Okay.
Like a dude with two guns taking on a Russian attack chopper or something like that.
So it's like extremism.
Yeah, basically.
I didn't get your name. What's your name?
Trey.
Trey, pleasure meeting you. Ron. What's your name, sir?
George Moss.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, bro.
And you say so you're the artist and you draw. What kind of things have you worked on?
Well, I actually finished my first book last year. It's called The Chronicles of
Oh, I've
Godzilla.
seen you actually were actually on ICCW.
ICCW.
Yeah, the Independent Comic Creators Worldwide. I've seen this right here,
Oh, okay.
as well as I think was it SuperCon.
Yeah, I've been at
Yeah.
Florida SuperCon. I wasn't at MegaCon this year, but in the past I've been at MegaCon.
Yeah, I saw your work at MegaCon, I think in 2010, and I saw SuperCon. So when I see that, yeah, I remember seeing that work. Yeah.
There wasn't one. There wasn't one. Just one.
Hey, how you guys doing?
I have style dating it.
He always goes halfway. Yeah.
I might end up coming back to Lincoln to
Right there. No problem.
and last thing that's Simon Furman, I don't know how true this is. Like last I read, Simon Furman's supposed to try to go back to the original Marvel Transformers.
Funny, we were talking about that with somebody else. Like, so do you guys want to see that? We're trying to still get a sense of like, do enough people want to see that to make it worth doing, or?
Yeah, I mean, Transformers has always been the #1 thing. Like I was telling him, I actually went to BotCon last year. I actually go this year, but the only time I'm in California.
No, that's a good problem. That's why I'm going to go this year.
Well, I mean, I don't have that kind of money to fly out.
Yeah.
If I did, trust me, I would be there on a heartbeat.
You probably stay in some hostels or something. Stay in some hostels, you know. I know because the room and board is probably the main thing when you go to San Diego or something. I know you're the marketing director, right?
Right.
Oh, perfect. So you're one of the main people I wanted to see.
I suppose so. I know whether they like it or not.
Hey, you're a lot younger than I thought you would be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, honestly, I thought so. Yeah. And, but 'cause I know you've been in this industry for what, 17, 18 years now?
Yeah, wow.
Yes.
Right.
And
Find its way to me.
knowing that you're actually in charge of more of the digital, actually no, retail. You're more in charge of retail relationships, PR.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, retail, trade shows, and all that stuff.
That being the case, I mean, like, what are some of the things? How are you pushing that? Because promotion is pretty big in anything. You know, like when you're doing comics. You know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Some of the techniques that are not proprietary to you, of course. What can you share with some of the fans?
Well, I mean, our biggest recent success was Godzilla.
Yeah.
You know, we did this. If you were a comic shop and you bought 500 copies of Godzilla, then Godzilla would be smashing your store. On the cover.
It's kind of like the flyer that we saw here earlier, right there.
As you can see, this is Tate's comic shop.
So,
Here we are.
so this is actually the cover for the book, and if the person so it's more like individual publication.
Right.
Wow.
So obviously, the guts of the book are the same everywhere. But each store gets their own customized cover.
I thought it was just a flyer, but that's genius right there. So you actually, and this is something you came up with.
I came up with it with a guy that I work with. It was a joint decision. But we had talked about doing it for like a big store, like Best Buy or something like that. And we thought, no, let's do it for everybody.
Everybody,
Right.
and that way you get more stores involved too. Hey, it's almost like they're having some kind of exclusive with the company, like a partnership in essence with the company.
Exactly. And the best part of it actually is that you never stores that didn't take part. They got everybody talking about Godzilla. You know, and the fact that we had Mr. Eric Powell doing it didn't hurt. But it got the whole. So it ended up being the 16th best-selling comic of the nation this last month.
What?
So it was the highest-ranked comic besides Marvel. So that would be a big reason for success.
And it's good too because I noticed with IDW, one of the main things you do, a lot of things you do is like more licensed properties.
True.
And that's like a good technique to like break into the market and then do your own book. What made IDW decided to do it that way? You know, as far as utilizing someone else. I know they started off actually with Third Days of Night. I think they started off with Third.
You know, it's one of those things where when you're our biggest competition in the industry is obviously Marvel and DC.
Yes.
And they have these super established characters, right? Like Batman, Spider-Man, you know. So it's hard to compete coming up with just random, like, it's hard to break into the marketplace with a concept no one's ever heard of.
Yeah.
We're certainly open to it, and we definitely try things all the time. In fact, Eric's Beginning and Dark Horse is a good recent example of something to work with. But licensed characters, you know, when you're doing books based on Transformers and G.I. Joe,
there we have a following.
Godzilla. Everybody knows those characters, so it's a way to kind of compete with the sort of, you know, Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of artists go wrong. They automatically feel like, okay, it has to be my creation, my book.
Right.
Whereas, you know, it's not about a pride thing. It's about doing what you want to do. So it's like a stepping stone for you to be able to do a lot of things you want to do. Because IDW is like, you guys are involved in God knows everything. I mean, toys, movies, games, you know, EA games, everything. And now I see that as work because you guys started like 1998, 1999. They initially started. Wow, a decade long. So you guys are like what, number 4, number 5?
It varies. We were number 4 in March.
Yeah.
I think they learned but it's all, you know, there's 1 and 2, and then a lot of competition.
Okay.
And, but we always come in at 3, 4, or 5.
3, 4, or 5. So what do you feel is going to be the next step for, you know, as far as your company? What's some of the plans you plan on to knock out maybe number 3? Because it's all about positioning too, you know.
Right. We've got some great stuff coming up. We're doing a book called Rocketeer.
Rocketeer. Oh yeah, I remember Rocketeer. Come on. Yes.
It's gonna be awesome.
Who's drawing that?
Well, it's an anthology. There's a bunch of 8-page stories. We've got like Darwin Cook's doing one, John Cassaday, and there's tons of artists. Kurt Busiek's doing a story. Michael Cohen. All these famous. Basically, everybody loves Rocketeer, so they all came back to tell this.
I thought it was just like a cool little design as far as a rocket. Granted, you know, it'd be hard as heck for it to work in real life, but you know, as far as the jetpack burning his butt, maybe, you know, you know, but it's very interesting just the concept of you being able to fly, you know. So.
Oh yeah, and then we also just announced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, you're doing that to me. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that should be starting in August.
Who are you going to be marketing that to the stores similar to this?
Well, we'd like to find a concept that works. One thing that made this so successful is what store wouldn't want to be crushed by Godzilla?
Yeah.
It's just it was a perfect concept. It worked perfectly. So we don't want to try and force something where it's like, hey, have a Ninja Turtle
in the store
in pizza, or, you know. I mean, we want to do some interesting incentive or some cool thing to make it big, but still trying to iron out what that might be.
How do you guys normally come up with the ideas? Do you do like more of a brainstorming session?
Yeah, I mean, you name it. It can happen over a cup of coffee in the morning, or we have a meeting, or in the middle of the night, one of us is like, I've got it, you know.
Taking a shower and all of a sudden I got that idea.
Yeah, right.
Like, what are some of the most interesting marketing concepts you've ever done? For this company or any other company? I mean, what's the most radical? That's the whole thing.
It's going to be hard to top this, to be honest with you. That was a massive success.
The only way you can top it is if you actually had a literal Godzilla falling from the sky.
Right. You know, over the years, I've done some pretty big things at trade shows, having cast some movies come out, and I've always done a lot of coordinating that sort of thing. That's always fun. There's nothing that competes with this in terms of crazy. I launched a Comic-Con MySpace a few years back. There was a big success for it.
Oh, okay.
The Dark Horse MySpace Presents.
Oh, okay.
It ended up going away as MySpace's popularity declined.
So maybe you could do something with Facebook or something. You never know. So the good thing about successes you had in the past, you could go ahead and revamp it and translate it to what you're doing now.
Right.
Unless there's any kind of infringements or anything like that.
Yeah. It's all friendly competition.
That's a good thing, But earlier I was speaking to the owner, and he said how companies could be like a big old drama sometimes. I mean, how it's like it's fierce out there. It's like fierce competition, bad mouthing, and all that. It's like a real life Jersey Shore.
I've always kind of thought that it's like a rising tide lifts all boats. It's like if the Green Lantern movie makes more people want to come into comic shops, then that's a good thing for everybody. Like, a Green Lantern fan sees the movie, comes into Tate's shop, sees the Godzilla comic. Next thing you know, he's buying one of our books too. So,
how do you use like trends in your production? Like when you do marketing, how do you use trends in that?
Well, it's a hard thing to predict, you know? I mean, you just, I mean, every time you think you're ahead of the curve,
That's very minimal.
something changes, you know, you're on to the next thing. But trying to remain, you know, even if I can't be that hip, I at least try to listen to people who are.
Yeah.
You know, and be like, what's coming down the pipe?
Well, let me ask you this. How long?
What do you see as being the future of comics? Evidently, you know, on everybody's mind is digital. You know, it's like, what do you really see? And that's why I ask this question all the time. I like to get different perspectives on it. What do you see as being that?
It's a good question because, you know,
it's like a philosophical question almost.
It is. I mean, you know, it's changed so rapidly. So fast. I mean, we've actually done a lot of digital stuff. We've kind of been on the forefront of that. And now a lot of the other companies have kind of caught up to us, and all of our platforms are kind of equal. You know? But I don't. Digital will never replace printed comics. You know,
because we're not digital. Because humans aren't digital.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Now,
it is good to hear that, right?
Yeah. I mean, even now, I think our I don't know officially, but our digital sales versus our print sales, digital is like less than 2% of our total. You know, it's like 1.5% around what we do. So we're constantly, like, we'll talk to retailers, we'll be like, you know, you guys are going to go straight to digital and you're going to do all this stuff. You're like we would be suicidal. You know, it just would make no sense.
This is in the movies, you know. I mean, the movies, you have to more likely do that to some extent, like Blockbuster. And recently, who recently bought them? Can't remember.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because they've pretty much been auctioned off. But the same thing, you know, because they didn't keep ahead of the game with Netflix and so forth. That the digital, but this is a little different. You know, it's a lot different. You don't have to touch a movie, you watch a movie.
Right, exactly. No, we look at digital as like a feeder program. Like, you know, we're never going to make a lot of money off of selling digital comics, but if you can create comic fans where they wouldn't otherwise exist, then they're going to come in and hopefully buy some stuff in the shop.
I saw that too. When I looked at your site, you actually said like 40% readership is expanded like worldwide because of digital. Because now it's not limited by geography.
Right.
You can watch it. You can look and say, "Oh wow, this seems pretty interesting." You know, let me go ahead and order that book. So that's more of a thing to bring in the crowds.
You guys come on up too. Sorry, I don't mean that.
No, go ahead. You know, this is what it's all about right here.
All right. Come up and say hi, guys.
Some of our youngest fans here.
What's that? Absolutely. Let me show you something. That's me right there. I'll sign it right by me. And these guys will sign the cover.
I already had your man.
All right, there you go. Pass it right on to him. Sign yours too.
Yeah, what's your name?
Yeah.
Jake? Joe? Pleasure meeting you, Joe.
Joe, and what's your name?
You excited to
Jake, I'm Dirk.
sign the Godzilla book signed there, huh?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
And what's your name?
Jake.
Oh, pleasure meeting you, Jake.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the
Here, why don't you sign this for me?
You read the comic yet?
Joe and Jake.
Pleasure talking to you. Appreciate
Hey, great
that.
talking to you.
This is the creepy guy in the corner.
You're a bodyguard. That's what it is.
Yeah.